Okay, so Eve added Thread so it's super fast. They added a light sensor so now it opens up more automation possibilities. It can be used indoors or outdoors, and it's significantly smaller than the original. Could this be the best HomeKit motion sensor? The new Eve Motion is a complete redesign of the original. Today, I'm talking about how this compares to the original Eve Motion, as well as a few other HomeKit motion sensors. Eve Motion in particular holds a special place in my heart, as it was the first HomeKit motion sensor that I ever owned when I started my smart home. I liked it so much and quickly added a couple more. Today, I own 3 of the original Eve motion sensors, all purchased before I ever started my YouTube channel. These guys have worked so well for me, and they don't require a manufacturer hub. While the original Eve Motion was great when it first launched, it's the middle of 2022, and Bluetooth is sort of outdated. With mediocre range and a slower connection than bridge technologies like Z-Wave and Zigbee, it was definitely time for an update. As you no doubt know, Eve has been a leader in Thread, and today the majority of their products are now Thread compatible. Unlike other product updates though, like Eve Room, which simply received an update from Bluetooth to Thread, Eve Motion is a complete redesign, and I love it. I would have included Eve Aqua in this example as well, until they surprised me earlier this month with a brand new design there as well. Watch out for a future video on that. Here's the original Eve Motion, which I still use today by the way. It's definitely on the large size, and it's not as fast as some other motion sensors that work with HomeKit, but it still works well, and what's really impressive is that it works not only indoors, but also outdoors. And here's the new 2nd generation Eve Motion with Thread. Right away, just notice the difference in size. It's considerably smaller and even a little thinner. It looks great, and it reminds me a lot of the Hue motion sensor, which up to this point has been my #1 recommended motion sensor. When I first heard about the Eve Motion update, I wasn't sure if it would continue working outdoors, but thankfully it does. So now we have an even smaller motion sensor, and this one includes an ambient light sensor, which I think is so important. Some manufacturers have included a light sensor, but then not exposed the feature to HomeKit. The field of view remains a competitive 120 degrees at a distance of 9 meters and a 2-meter mounting height. So let's take a quick look at what comes in the box. Super simple really, it's the motion sensor and a couple of good old AAA batteries. Often you'll see generic batteries, so I was impressed to see Eve included Energizer Max here. It's unclear exactly how long these batteries will last, but my guess is between 12 and 24 months. And luckily, AAAs are pretty easy to come by, and personally, I always have them on hand. Setup is easy simply by scanning the HomeKit code on the back of the device. This can be done in either the Home app or the Eve app. I like to use the Eve app since it's capable of more advanced automations, and I like to make sure that I have the latest firmware installed. You can also view historical data in the Eve app to see a record of when motion has been detected, as well as your light level entries, which could be useful when determining what light level to use with your automations. You can also move this around your home to determine how much light each area receives to help you decide things like the best place to grow houseplants. I expect most out there are familiar with what a motion sensor is and where to use it. Basically, you can trigger your other HomeKit devices when motion is detected. This could be anything from a fan, air purifier, music, but likely the most common would be lights. So if you have HomeKit lights or a smart light switch, then you can trigger your lights to perform an action, like turning the light on, or even specifying a particular color or brightness, depending on the lights that you're controlling. Next, let's talk about the 2 key features that make Eve Motion 2nd generation different from the original. Well, as mentioned earlier, Eve Motion communicates with not only Bluetooth, but also Thread for those out there that have a Thread border router like a HomePod Mini or the latest Apple TV. In general, Thread is more reliable than Bluetooth, it has better range, and it's much faster. All of this while remaining energy efficient. I also like that as you build out your Thread network, those devices that are connected to power can help extend your Thread mesh network and provide more reliability by providing more paths for your devices to communicate. So devices like Eve Energy, Eve WaterGuard, or Nanoleaf Essentials lights are all examples of full Thread devices. Let's test the speed difference. I have the original Eve Motion in one of my bathrooms, and it's about 20 feet or so from my closest home hub, which happens to be a HomePod Mini, so it'll serve as a communication path for both Bluetooth and Thread. Now let's test with the new Eve Motion using Thread. Here's a side-by-side to get a better look at the difference. Here's another example of these motion sensors triggering a couple of Hue smart lights. On to the second main difference with the new Eve Motion, and this time it's that included light sensor. Simply seeing what the light is in a particular room probably isn't super important to you, it's definitely not for me, but now I can create conditions that trigger my lights not only during particular hours of the day, but also based on light level. Creating time-based conditions can certainly be useful, such as between sunrise and sunset, but we all know that light can change in our homes based on weather conditions, not just the sun's position. Think about those dark, gloomy afternoons, especially if a storm is on the way, it can get pretty dark. But if you only set your lights to turn on when motion is detected after sunset, well, nothing's gonna happen, so now you can create light level conditions. You can still use time-based conditions to say have dimmer light during the middle of the night, but now you can also create a condition that will turn your lights on during the day when it's dark. It's a small thing, but makes a big difference in my opinion. For quite a while now, I've actually used a cloudy scene in my kitchen and great room that triggers lights to turn on when motion is detected and there is low light. For this, I've been using a hue motion sensor since it also includes a light sensor. It works great, and it means that I'm not wasting energy on bright sunny days, but still getting the light I need during those darker, gloomy days. This type of scene and automation can easily be set up with Eve Motion as well. Another great way to use a light sensor is with smart blinds, like these Eve Motion blinds, which also use thread. Instead of just opening at sunrise and closing at sunset, you can trigger these to open and close based on the light level outside. As an example, my wife can sometimes get direct sun in her office, so instead of pressing a button to close the blinds, we can automate this. Between working hours, when the light is greater than X lux, close the blinds. When lux is above X, open the blinds back up. Easy, set it and forget it. I mentioned at the start that I had some tips that you wouldn't want to miss, so here's the first one, and that's using virtual smart plugs or switches in your scenes. A virtual plug can be an extra smart plug that you have laying around, or if you have Homebridge, then there's a dummy plugin that you can install where you can add as many dummy switches as you want. So if you programmed your lights to turn on or off at a particular light level, you can use my previous examples of opening and closing your blinds or my cloudy scene. Now let's say that you want to close the shades, dim the lights, and watch a movie. Can you imagine how annoyed your partner or other members of your house are going to be if your lights suddenly brighten and your shades open? Instead, when you create a scene like your movie time scene, include a virtual smart plug that turns on. Then create another scene that turns it off later, perhaps as part of your good night scene. Then you can create a condition to only trigger your Eve Motion scene when the virtual plug is turned off. You can also do this sort of thing for holidays. I have a virtual Christmas smart plug that I set during the holidays. So instead of having my Eve door and window turn my pantry lights turquoise in the evening, it turns green. I'll tell you how to create these conditions shortly, but first let's take a look at another cool feature of Eve Motion. It can be used indoors and outdoors. This was also a benefit of the original Eve Motion, but with the added light sensor, this becomes that much more powerful. Like the original, it's rated at IPX3, so it can handle the elements, and has an operating temperature of -18 degrees Celsius to +55. I'm not gonna have to worry about the +55 degrees, but it can get below -18 during the winter, so I'm absolutely gonna be testing that out this winter. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter where I'll share my findings. The benefits of the light sensor are likely pretty obvious here. Again, no need for the typical sunrise to sunset. Instead, if motion is detected and the light level is below a set amount, then turn the lights on. And then you can easily set this to turn off after 5 or 10 minutes. My outdoor lights are connected to a Lutron Caseta switch, so now they turn on whenever it's dark and motion is detected, even if that happens to be the middle of the day. This saves power and just provides a better experience for visitors. Here's also where thread becomes a big deal for 2 reasons. Firstly, outdoors is typically more challenging to get a good connection. It's much easier with thread, and in the event that you are finding it to be a challenge, then you can just add a full thread device like Eve Energy between your border router and outside, and you should be covered. Secondly, speed. You don't want your lights turning on when someone gets to your door. You want them to turn on as they first start to approach your door. So seconds count here, and the speed of thread is noticeable. Eve Motion lets you customize the sensitivity between low, medium, and high. I typically leave this at high, meaning the least amount of movement will trigger motion. However, outside you may want to experiment with this to avoid your lights turning on every time someone walks down the sidewalk. Eve Motion has a screw hole in the back that you can use for mounting, though I've just used a 3M adhesive strip and attached this to my railing. This should make it easier to move if I need to in the future. I also plan to use this with my Christmas lights to have them turn on at a set brightness, or darkness rather, instead of a particular time of day. The light sensor really makes your automations a lot smarter. I've mentioned conditions a few times. This simply means if X, Y, and Z are true, then do this. So you might say, when motion is detected, turn my lights to 75%, but only if my lights are already off, during certain times of the day, and my proxy smart plug is also off. And here's why conditions are really important when it comes to motion sensors. If you're using dimmable lights, which I expect most are, then you don't want the motion sensor to override manual dimming. So here's an example. It's the late evening and your bathroom lights turn to 50% as you enter a room, a good light level as you wind down for the day, but you realize you need additional light for whatever reason. Maybe you've just come home from camping and it's time for a tick check. Everybody tick check. But then motion is detected again and your lights go back to 50%. You can easily avoid this frustration simply by adding the condition when motion is detected and the bathroom lights are off, then execute your action. The Home app allows you to create some conditions like when someone's home or certain times of the day, but it's pretty limited, so I highly recommend using third-party apps for motion sensor automations. Examples of third-party apps include Home Plus 5, Controller for Homekit, and Eve. I've used all of these apps and they all work great and allow you to set conditions, but the Eve app is free, so a great place to start. When creating an automation, or rule as Eve calls it, you can simply set the condition you want to include. It's really easy. Eve Motion is available on the Eve online store for about $40 US or $60 Canadian. I was honestly a little surprised that there was such a difference between countries. I get that the Canadian dollar isn't at an all-time high right now, but I'm showing the direct conversion would be closer to around $50, so it would have been nice if it wasn't quite as expensive here in Canada. This should also be available on Amazon shortly, so I'll have links in the description. Regardless though, it's worth it for everything that you get with this motion sensor, especially since you're not having to spend extra on a hub. Even if you don't have a Thread border router, this will still work using Bluetooth and it'll switch to Thread automatically if you add a Thread border router. I try to share any opportunities I come across so you have all the information. This time, it's hard. I suppose one thing that would have been a nice addition to Eve Motion would be if they included a temperature and even humidity sensor. That would for sure be useful for certain automations like controlling your smart shades based not only on light, but also temperature. But that's pretty picky. I'll link my motion sensor video from last year in the description so you can learn more. In that video, the Hue motion sensor was my winner, and today it's still a great choice. It's fast, it also includes a light sensor and a temperature sensor, but it also requires a hub and can only be used indoors. Admittedly, it's early days, but so far Eve Motion has been all I could have asked for. There's some really great other motion sensors out there, but for me, there is no doubt that today, this is absolutely the best motion sensor that you can buy for HomeKit. If you disagree, then hey, that's okay. Let me know your favorite in the comments and why. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video till the very end. That's it for this week. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.